I found something in my father's office. He's not taking the grieving process well. My mother was only 42 when she died. She had battled breast cancer for nearly 4 years before it took her life. This was nearly 2 years ago. It has been a devastating blow to my father and I. We were all very close to one another. My father is a top engineer at a Fortune 500 tech company. After her passing, he would completely bury himself in his work. He has an office in our backyard that spends all day and night in. I don't see him often since I'm in college a few states away, but I imagine the work keeps his mind busy. I came back recently for winter break. He hasn't been himself lately. It seems that he doesn't let anyone into his office, ever. He's become extremely strict about that. He was never like this before my mom passed. He must be working on something big. I grew more and more curious as time went on. Whenever I'd ask about it, he'd tell me it was a top secret company project and wasn't allowed to discuss it. I wish I would have just left it alone, but I couldn't. One day, when he was out of the house, I decided to check out his office. He keeps a spare key to it under his nightstand. As I stepped in, the place seemed pretty messy. My father has never been a clean freak. Coding textbooks, wires, and cables were scattered everywhere. What caught my eye the most was a giant screen in the center of the room. In front of it was a desk with all sorts of tech-type stuff that I couldn't identify. It was full of CDs, flash drives, and old videotapes. I noticed the labels on them: family vacation, wedding, and honeymoon. The gears in my head slowly started to turn. These were all home videos that included my mother. Had he been sitting alone all this time, just watching her? My heart sank at the thought. I heard a light buzzing sound. Then the screen flipped on. It took a few seconds for me to process what I was seeing. It was her. It was my mom. The format was like a Zoom call. It looked just like her before the cancer. She looked healthy and beautiful. It was her from the shoulders up, like she was attending a Zoom call. I thought it was a recording, but then she spoke. "Hey there, sweetheart." My heart began to race. This must be a trick.